reasonable individual? What are we doing?
I'm telling you, a reasonable individual wouldn't have gone and read that post by Nino.
Okay, would they have read the post by me or it's Sunday at midnight, which say that, you know, as the filing authority, we're choosing to appeal?
This is the root of my problem. Is they wouldn't have read that because they never would have clicked on Nino's thing in the first place. My whole point is here that your decision for statewide repeal is buried under Nino's post for Los Santos County. Intentionally or not, I don't think that's right.
I think this is such a niche case. I think this is such a niche case. Expecting a brand new process specifically for this use case scenario is wild.
Okay, has there been
But I don't. But if it's legislated, I'll happily follow whatever process that is, however niche it is, right?
Okay. What statewide legislation has been repealed before?
I'm gonna be real. I don't think it's happened. So I don't think it's happened in relation to DOJ legislation since the period when the justices were just doing things without talking to or undergoing any process at all. When they were just removing stuff randomly in the middle of the night.
So even though it hasn't happened before, why have you been saying to me this happens all the time?
Because I'm talking about, okay, why? Well, okay, Richard. Well, let's get pedantic here, right? When I say this happens all the time, I'm talking about legislation being added on a county level and then signed off by another mayor to make it statewide, right? That happens all the time.
Okay, I
when
agree.
One mayor immediately at the last minute will sign off on something and make it statewide. That's what I'm saying happens all the time.
I agree, yeah.
Right?
But then, in this case, that doesn't apply because we both agree that if both mayors have signed off, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because it's yours to decide. So that is not applicable in this case.
But even if if they'd have both signed off on it, it still would have required us to undergo our check, and at that point, we're gonna say, do we want to get rid of this? Yes or no? And if I decide yes, it still goes because it's our legislation to get rid of.
Right, so you agree that the signature of the mayors is irrelevant in this case?
Yes, but Nino Chavez made the petition.
Right, he made a public petition, even in error.
Which was open to public contest.
You said it was in error what he posted, right?
I said some of what he wrote, it was in error, yes. I didn't say all of it, I said some of it.
Okay.
Like the requests to give back all the cars, which is not happening.
Right.
Because they're the states. They okay. Like I explained to Nino, just to cover this one, I said, look, if we repealed murder tomorrow and got rid of the murder charge, I'm not giving back everybody who was found guilty of murder in the past their fines. That's strange.
I agree. I think everything that Nino put on there was pretty, you know.
I think some of the extras were wild that he requested.
Yeah. Okay. Was there a consideration on making it making a new post or anything from anybody involved from the DOJ?
Nope. Never came up.
Okay. Do you have any sympathy for, like, let's say the sheriff who might have wanted to keep this legislation but wasn't aware that it was going statewide to be contested?
I think it was posted publicly and it was publicly available. And if you assume that what Nino had asked for was reasonable, then that the sheriff would have been aware that, you know, their mayor could have signed off on it at the drop of a hat, the same way everything else works that way, Richard. Like, I think it's publicly accessible. I don't believe that this was obfuscated or hidden from the public purview. I think people are just choosing to be angry now after the fact instead of actively being engaged with the process while it's occurring.
I don't think it's fair to say that members of Blaine County should actively be involved in Los Santos County politics and legislation.
No, so they shouldn't care when... Should members... Let me find you an example. 'Cause, like,
I'm very
I
aware
think
of how mayors sign off on shit. I'm very well aware
so
of that.
what's the difference? What's the difference? Why is this so hidden and obscure that somebody can't engage with the process for 9 days when it's there, when it's discussed with sheriffs, when it's discussed with, chiefs of police, when there are multi, departmental conversations ongoing between I know Chavez had, like, a day-long meeting with multi PD departments about it,
And I
right?
can confirm that
Everybody knew this was gonna happen.
no, everybody knew it was going to get repealed in Ellis County, not statewide. I can confirm. I
But
spoke to
what
people who were
okay.
in that meeting with Nino who said they were just aware that it was getting repealed or attempted to be repealed in Ellis County. Nothing statewide was mentioned. Nothing about Blaine
Do you kn
County.
okay, so do you foundationally disagree that once something is put forward by one mayor, it's at the jeopardy of a statewide intervention if another mayor signs off on it?
For this
The jeopardy's
case,
there, doc, the jeopardy's there, like, I don't
what do you
understand
mean?
the argument that isn't.
Explain that.
Right, okay, right. If if submitting or repealing legislation by one county, right, is up on the thing, we've already discussed how another mayor is at will, like literally immediately upon signature, able to make it statewide, right? That's the way the process works. No extra consideration of time is done. So the second any mayor asks for anything on a county-wide level, it is the purview of every citizen of the state to get involved purely because there's suddenly a jeopardy of it becoming state law. And if you don't engage with the process and you're claiming that you don't understand that that's like at jeopardy, then you either don't understand the process at all or you're being absolutely intentionally obstructive and lying to yourself about it after the fact.
That's a very interesting thing to say, Grayson.
You think so? Because I think it's absolutely the way it works. I think that I live in Los Santos County, right? That's where I live. This is, I don't live up in the north. But if Princess's cabinet put forward a piece of legislation only for the north, and I thought for a second there was even a possibility the mayor of Los Santos County would sign off on it, and I wanted to contest it, I'd contest it, regardless of the jurisdiction. Because here's the thing, and you may not like this, Richard, but the reality is you're a citizen of San Andreas, not a citizen of either county. I removed the voting restrictions. The fact that when you vote for the mayor, you vote statewide now, not just countywide. You get 2 votes. That was me. I wrote that legislation because you are a citizen of the state. And if you're not paying attention to everything happening in the state, both counties, ah, I think you're putting blinkers on yourself and inhibiting your own engagement with our democratic process.
Right. So, in other words, you wash your hands of any fault in the situation, and it's everybody else's fault who missed it.
I think everything was clear, open, and publicly accessible.
Okay. Well, I guess we've reached an impasse.
Like, but like I said to you, Richard, if you actively believe there's a problem in the process, I think it is on every citizen to bring these concerns, and like maybe we fix the process so these concerns, whether I believe they're founded or not, don't happen again. And I'm more than happy to help draft, help write, help elucidate the process for people who don't understand it.
But it has happened. That's my issue. It's happened already. We can care about the future we like, but it's already happened.
Yeah, and you're asking me to reinstitute legislation that's already been repealed and put people under the restrictions of VAFs again without due process. That's what you asked me to do today, Richard.
Okay.
A little scary.
What I'm asking is what
That's
I'm
literally
asking.
what you've asked me to do today.
Right. I'm looking for a solution to the fact that members of Blaine County have not had, in my opinion, their process and their given right to contest the legislation that has affected their county. They've been
So
misguided and misled, and it's
I
been
don't think they've been
obfuscated.
misguided. No, that indicates and implicates an idea that they have been defrauded in some way, that somebody has intentionally, you know, actually set it about to, hide things from them or to lie to them, and that has no way happened. And I think the accusation's wild. Misguided? Nope. Maybe they've misunderstood. Maybe they failed to understand the process. Maybe the process was not as transparent as you wish it could be, or even I wish it could be. But like, I don't think they've been misguided. I think that's absolutely foundationally incorrect.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, I think there's an issue here, and you haven't provided anything to solve that issue, other than let's not do it again in the future, right?
What I mean, give me a solution that isn't absolutely insane and wouldn't put entire statewide entities under the purview of laws that have been repealed.
Listen, I'm not the justice. I'm not keen to everything you are able to do. So I don't know what the solutions are. Legally, because you guys have already got rid of the legislation. So is there any recourse here?
I mean, the thing is, Richard, you want things to have been done differently from 9 days ago, 10 days ago.
No, I want things. Yes, yes. In hindsight, but I didn't know about the problems till last night when you said it was statewide. That nobody did that.
Which is still 3 days after we started engaging with it on the docket publicly facing, right?
Right. But when you
E
first
e e
when you first responded, there was no indication this was going to be statewide. It was not
No,
clear and concise.
foundationally, totally no. Yes, it was. It was. It will absolutely was. We've gone over this. As the filing legislative authority responsible for the VAF legislation, the Department of Justice finds no constitutional issues with the repeal of this legislation, and after a vote of the sitting justices, accepts the petition to repeal. As the filing legislative authority, that is me stating factually, clearly, that we're the ones repealing this because we accept this because we're the ones responsible for this legislation. If we're doing that, Richard, as we've already discussed, it would be done statewide because that's the only way we can do it. If you
Why
any
didn't you write that?
misunderstanding
Why
there,
didn't you write that?
because it's there. I wrote it. It's just
You did not write statewide anywhere
I
in
don't
that
need to.
statement.
It's inherent and implicit in my
No,
powers.
maybe in general, but in a post that says repeal of this legislation in Los Santos County, you have to clarify. You replied to a post that says, I want this gone in my county, LS County. And then you replied saying, we agree. That suggests, based on the reply, based on the context, that Los Santos County is no longer going to have that legislation.
The legislation is inherently statewide legislation. It's not county-wide legislation. If I'm accepting it as the filing authority, then I am removing it statewide inherently, Richard. Inherently. Doesn't need to be stated. But like, if you think when these things occur and a county wants to repeal statewide legislation and it belongs to the Department of Justice and not the counties, that we need to put up a new posting and that should be the process going forward, I don't hate it. I don't, like, I'm not trying to hide anything from anybody. If you think that's what the process should be, I'm willing to engage with you.
Listen, I'll clarify. I don't think anybody did this in malice. I don't think there was any, you know, malice or forethought, I guess, going into this to hide it from anybody. I don't think that happened. But I do think it has been, people have been misguided, intentionally, not intentionally, sorry. So, I don't know.
See, I wouldn't say misguided because I don't think they're being misguided. I think people have misunderstood. And like, I get that. I can get that, right? If what you're saying is, I'm not being clear enough because people don't understand the inherent implications of what the law is at this point. Like, maybe, look, sometimes I can be a bit too legally, right? I get that on a personal level, Richard. I understand that, right? I get told that I need to dumb it down sometimes, right? If that's the issue here, okay, I can accept that critique. But like,
Well, just
100% think I stated everything I said there is obvious, or at least it's obvious to me.
that's the problem. I think it was obvious to you, but not to everybody. And I mean, I wasn't the first person who's come to this to you about this, right? Because you put in your post that says this needs to be clarified as requested, right?
No, the request. So okay, so the request.
The clarity. Who did that come from?
This was because I had 15 different judges in the. So after I put the original post and we all signed off on it, right? I had 50. I don't know. Fucking. Let me be accurate because I understand you're talking to me professionally right now. I had at least 3 different magistrates coming to be like, "Holy shit! I'm getting phone calls asking about when they get their cars back." So that's where the clarity comes in, right? That's what I'm clarifying. I'm clarifying you're not getting your fucking cars back.
Okay. Right. So were the magistrates not informed of the process, or what happened there?
I mean, what's so like the issue is that yeah, I mean, I the thing I think they understood what it meant. The issue is they want us to directly tell them and also to tell the public leave the fucking magistrates alone, right? Because they're getting a million phone calls from everybody who's had vehicle seized in the past month saying, "When do I get my car back? I want my car back now." They were also getting phone calls saying, "If when does the VAFs come down so I can use my car with 2 VAFs on it in crime?" And it's like it's brain dead, and we don't want to engage with that shit. So it's just the public post there is to like, "Hey, leave people the fuck alone." That's the point of what's being said, though.
Okay. Right. Before we keep going in circles, because we obviously disagree, I guess what I'll do is I don't just want to be the sole voice here. Like I said, I've already spoken to several members of the PD this morning who were very much of the opinion that this was only LS County, up until, I guess last night when it got repealed. So I'll continue having those conversations, and if
I
there
wish
is,
people had like approached me about this at any point.
I wish you put it was statewide in the first post, and then all this would
I
have been
think I
cleared up.
did. I
You
think I did.
didn't. You could have wrote
I
2
did.
words
I
or
didn't
1
write 2
word.
words. I write a full no.
Yeah, I'm saying
Okay.
you could have written. It'd take you like an extra 2 seconds to do it, and then this never would have happened. You are a public figure. It is not on the people to come to you for clarity. You are the one who should give clarity.
I did give clarity. I literally still, while I understand it may be seen as a bit legalistic or a bit legalese, everything I said factually could only be interpreted one way.
Maybe by you, Grayson. Maybe by you. I think that's the issue. I'm gonna continue and seeing if this is a, I guess, county-wide issue or even a statewide issue in which people.
Do you not?
What?
Okay. Do you ignore even what I wrote? Do you not think the fact that the other justices specifically signed off on this, like we had a majority of the justices sign this on the docket, right? Do you not think that in itself provides context that this is being done by the justices, by the Department of Justice, and not
That's
by
not.
a independent body? That's never happened before
That's not
in
under
repealment.
contention at all. That's not.
So do you
I'm
not
very.
think that context like provides, publicly, the individuals have signed off on it and said what it is, right? And said why. Like, do you not think that that indicates that this is not just your standard, oh, county-wide, the mayor's doing something?
I mean, again, my point is that not everybody would have engaged in that post if they just saw it was LS County. If they saw it was
So they're not
statewide,
even going to open it. They're not even going to open it, despite the jeopardy of county-wide legislation becoming statewide legislation.
I think it's not fair for us to assume that everybody's going to be engaged in that process on a county level.
So,
There is a
okay,
lot of
so
people, and there's a lot of people who would be involved in local elections versus a presidential election. Can you agree with me there?
I don't. Right. Okay. So this is what I'm getting at, right? So, do you think going forward, if we were to address this, that when people are proposing county-wide legislation, they should also put a proviso maybe directly in the title saying potential state legislation so more eyes could go to it.
I think, I think there
Because
could.
because I can tell you from the legislative process, right? When the mayors are writing things, they'll write it as if it's their own, but the intention, like the discussion behind the scenes, like in these rooms in City Hall, is often that they're both going to sign it. Do you think they should state for the fact, hey, this is up for potential of statewide legislation? Do you think there's something we can do there for like clarity going forward?
I mean, even if it's something more simple, that if there is, just answer me this, because I'm not 100% read into the legislation. If Nino proposes a legislation, right, the 3-day contest period starts, and on the 70th hour, the mayor of Blaine County signs off on it. Is there only 2 hours left of that contest period there?
Yes.
See, that's a problem. Because
the contest period can end, right? Can end. It can sit on City Hall for another 2 or 3 days because they're discussing behind the scenes whether or not Princess wants to sign it, and then Princess will sign it 3 days later, and it goes in instantly. That's the way it works, Richard.
Right. I think
this is what I'm saying to you. If you think that's an issue, that the whole thing needs re-legislating so that issue isn't an issue, right? That's what I'm getting at. But this is just the way it works.
Yeah. I think that's a bit silly, and I think that probably needs re-evaluation, because in a similar vein to what happened here, if I'm in Blaine County and I'm like, okay, I don't care about this Los Santos County law that's been passed, and then my mayor signs it in the 71st hour and the 59th minute.
It could be the 84th hour, like literally after the contest period's over.
Then I wouldn't be happy.
Because, you.
Yeah. I think that's a problem. I think there's a separate issue to what's happened, here, but
I think it's all part and parcel of the same thing. If you think that's an issue and you think it's like actually a problem for the citizens, I want to fix it, right? I do want to fix it. But like, my take is this is the way it is done. This is the way the process is written, and it's like this is just the way the sausage is made. And if you don't think it's fit for purpose, we should fix it.
I agree. Going forward, yeah, there needs to be some conversations about how to make this better for the general public.
Do you think it's worth trying to get meetings with? The issue is obviously because we've got an injunction against Princess right now.
I think
we've only got one mayor, right? So do you want to wait for the next set of mayors to come in and like figure out? Yeah, because it's a shit show right now. It's like such a nightmare. But I while I feel like I tried to be as clear as I could, I do understand what your problem is, right? And I'm not trying to be obstructive here. Like, flat out, if you want to change the process, let's change the process. Like, or at least get everybody in a room and sit down and hash it out and see if it's an actual problem. And I'm not telling you, Richard, if there are people who are upset, right, I am more than willing to sit down and talk. Always.
Right. I think the issue will be that people won't care to talk because it's already happened.
But like, how are we meant to fix things going forward if they don't want to engage?
But I mean, for them, like if someone is in Blaine County, this is only this example. If I'm Jack who lives in a shack on the lake, and these racers keep driving past, shooting each other up, and I want their cars seized, and I'm happy because I've got my VAF legislation. And actually Ellis County get rid of it, but I don't care about that, so I don't do nothing about it. And then, oh no, the DOJ have got rid of it in my county too. What do I do now? Does the whatever mayor signed off, air quotes, signed off on that? Whether or not he even could, he clearly wants this gone. So what am I supposed to do? Little old Jack wants his VAF legislation, but he can contest it because he didn't know about it. I don't know. I think there's
I mean, I think there are other things we could do too, right? I think there are other ways, like every time maybe we have to legislate how many times we make state announcements about what's happening because generally, when Nino puts up legislation, he'll advertise he's legislating this, he's legislating that, and there'll be state announcements about it. maybe we do the same across the board. Maybe we legislate, hey, we put out state announcements when public contest periods start. Maybe we put out state announcements when public contests are due to end within 24 hours. So there is no, hey, we didn't know.
Yeah, 100%. I think a bit
Like,
more
I'm okay.
clarity
Like
and
transparency,
transparency. Yeah.
I'm 100% down for that, right? Like let's, even if that's not legislated, I see no reason at all why we could make that like a legislative SOP, right? I think that
Mhm.
does nothing but help.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'm telling you, Richard, flat out, like, I thought I covered what I need to cover, and I still think I covered what. But if you think I need to be more verbose and just dumb it down a bit again, like, I can take that on the chin.
I think from the people, I mean, even myself was a bit blindsided last night or I guess this morning when I saw it, and the people that I've spoken to also, weren't aware. So I think it's probably best to keep it in more layman's terms for people.
Ugh.
Yeah. So
Yeah, if you want to come up with a list of suggestions about how we can make the system more transparent, even if it's not legislatively, but just like how we deal with it on the day to day, if that comes with like state announcements, posts, like DOJ announcements internally, like anything like that, just hit me up and I'll try and like figure out a way that even if I don't have to do it myself, I can make clerks do that kind of work.
yeah, I'm happy to do it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I need to know in terms of the decision that's been made already, which is the legislation's gone, has been repealed. If you were in my position, or I guess if you had the same opinion of me, and I don't know, you were one of the justices who didn't want to repeal it, and you thought there was an issue here, in the way things were done, what is the recourse here? What options do we have?
I mean, okay, right. So there's one justice who didn't sign it, and I don't want to speak to her reasons for not signing it, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's nothing in line with what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll rephrase my question. You say bringing this legislation back is I guess an
Yeah, it's impossible.
impossibility.
It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible right now.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: it's been removed. The citizenry as a whole has been informed it's been removed. Right? Their vehicles are now no longer subject to those VAFs. To immediately reintroduce that legislation is tyranny.
Okay. All right. Understood. There. Let's clear that for me.
So that's not a possibility.
Okay.
Uh yeah, I can't see how it could be a possibility. I'm like I'm assessing it. I'm thinking about it. Like, yeah, I just don't see a solution there for that.
Okay. I understand. Let's clear things out. Okay. Yeah. Listen. I appreciate the honesty and the transparency. Like I said, I'm gonna continue talking to people. And seeing whether or not they're in the same opinion or you know
They,
ha-
I mean, like I get it, right? The issue is everything I say at the moment is under a lot of scrutiny, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to be open and transparent about everything I've done because I do it as a public servant, and I am doing it. I only act when I believe I have the law at my back, and I believe I do.
okay.
But if there are foundational issues with what I've done because people disagree with the law, then let's fix the law.
I mean, I think that's what you've just said right now. To echo it back to your own ears, is that
Mhm.
if people disagree, they are wrong about the law. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying I believe, right? And there is a subjective nature to this because it is an I believe, right? I believe what I did is backed with the law, not only with how it is written, but how it has been practiced since this legislation went into effect even from before when I was a justice. This is just the way it's been working. And if
But
people are now surprised Pikachu, then
question, you said
in
yourself, this
my
has never
opinion,
been done before. A statewide legislation has never been repealed. You can't keep saying that this has been done before.
okay, what's the difference between adding and removing legislation, Richard?
It's a different process. It's literally defined differently in the legislation.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's
But
the
like
difference.
most of the process is the same, right? And the parts that line up, nothing's been done any differently. The process for repealment is so underwritten. You must derive a lot of the process from other parts of how everything else works. You must, because there isn't enough written there to do that.
Okay, listen, again, we'll agree to disagree.
Okay, so how do you think it should work? Honestly, tell me. Like, let's look at the legislation and tell me what's written there that you think I didn't do.
You should have made a brand new posting on the city hall saying.
Where does it say that? Legislatively, where does it say I should have done that?
I'm not saying it says it legislatively.
But you think that's the way it should work?
Wait, so you're telling me the way it should work is that a mayor should make a post that you agree is in error, and then we, the DOJ, should
partially. No, you're misquoting me multiple times. You've done this a few times, Richard. I never said it was all in error. I said there were parts of it that are fucked up.
That's what's important right now. That part is important. No, it's not important. But you've said that at least, okay, the post in general was in error. Okay. So you're saying that the way it should be done is we replied to a post from a mayor in error and then agree that it should be repealed statewide, not statewide, open the contest period, and then it's done and it's repealed. You're saying that's what it's written down in legislation to do?
The contest period started when it was posted. I didn't open up a contest period. The contest period starts when it was posted.
But you're saying it's not written down in legislation. You're saying that what you did, even though it's not written down, is the way that it should be done.
I'm saying there's nothing written in legislation that says the way I did it was incorrect.
Wait, listen, I agree with you. You might be correct, all right? But there is much more to this process than is just black and white pieces or writing on a paper or an MTT.
That's literally what I just said to you, but then you challenged me on it. I agree with you. I think the process is more vague than that. And I think that like it isn't fully fleshed out in legislation, right? Which allows for things to happen that people don't probably foresee occurring, right? That like what happened over the past 9 days, 10 days, right? A process occurred that hasn't happened before, and you've got to set precedent on how it should work, right? You believe that I should have shut down a mayor's posting, right, without constitutional justification, which would have got me impeached, and then put up an own repealment of it in a new posting. That's the process you think I should have done. I'm telling you that if I'd done that, I would have been impeached.
What's against you posting your own filing on the docket? Isn't that what the legislation indicates, that you are the one to withdraw it? Like, what's stopping you from right now, a legislation that's been written solely by the DOJ, what is stopping you from making a filing on the docket saying this is being repealed? The contest period starts now. What is stopping you from doing that? Nothing. The answer is nothing. And there was nothing stopping you from seeing Nino's request, agreeing that this should be repealed statewide, and then for clarity's sake and due process sake and the rights of citizens to contest, making a brand new filing saying we, the DOJ, after reviewing the request from the Santos County Mayor, think this legislation should be repealed statewide, and we are going to be doing that. We are now opening the stage to the general public to contest. There is absolutely nothing stopping you from doing any of that.
Nothing saying I have to either.
There's a thing called ethics. You hear, you know, those things where, you know, you're there for the people, so you do things right for the people.
Everything I did was publicly facing. Nothing was hidden or obscured.
Yeah, we're back to the end of the line. I think.
Yeah, look, no, but here's the thing, right? What I'm saying to you is, if you think this is the way it should work, the system is open to being changed to make that the way things do work.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
And I'm open to helping you draft it so it looks exactly the way you want it to, because I don't hate the way you're phrasing it. I don't hate it. But I also don't think I should be held accountable or subject to something after the fact when it is not the law. That's due process, Richard.
Sure, yeah. But as you well know, you can be held accountable for things that aren't necessarily written down.
Oh,
right?
How vague. How not due process?
Okay. Well, all right. Well, let's be pedantic, okay, or whatever you want to
I
do,
mean,
Grayson.
we can be pedantic. You're threatening me with an ACR and impeachment.
I'm not threatening
implied.
anything yet.
You're doing.
I
Your
literally said,
position. I know what your job is.
yeah, and I'm gonna go and speak to the members of the public. Why are you laughing?
Why am I laughing? Because I think it's amusing.
You think this is professional? Or?
Do I think what's professional? Me giggling at one point? Am I not allowed to laugh ever? Am I not allowed to be a human being, Richard?
For someone who has, in the past, been very accusatory of the nature of Nino Chavez and the way he does things, you need to look in a mirror.
Okay, what exactly have I done?
Your attitude right now is
My
giving
attitude.
very Nino Chavez.
Richard, have I not been as open and honest as I can be with you? Did I ask for an attorney? Have I been obstructive in answering any of your questions? Have I not been open in regards to the process, in regards to who engaged with it? If you ask me any questions about what happened, I will be as transparent with you as I can be. I'm not hiding or obfuscating anything from you about the process. Ask me who talked. Ask me about who removed the legislation. Ask me who did these things. I will give you the answers. You haven't asked me these things. The fact that I giggle once is not unprofessional, my dude. I'm sorry. You are wildly mistaken.
But, all right. Well, thank you for your time,
what do you want to know?
Honor.
What do you want to know? Tell
listen,
me, and I'll tell you.
Listen, I wasn't questioning your transparency.
You're questioning my ethics. That's what you've done. You've made this personal for some reason. I don't understand why. I thought we were friends.
Well, I don't
we
know
were colleagues.
Why are you thinking this is personal? I don't understand.
You just questioned my ethics, and then compared me with Nino Chavez after making disparaging, remarks about him.
Why does that
what do you
make
mean?
this
How is that
personal?
not professional? Oh, come on.
I'm acting as
Tell
my
me to
position
look in the mirror. Okay, look in the mirror after referring to me as like Nino Chavez. What are you saying about me, Richard? Be honest. I'm being open and honest with you. What are you saying about me?
I'm saying your attitude in this moment was not professional.
Because I giggled?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you never laughed at an awkward moment, Richard?
You weren't laughing at that. I was saying that I was going to go speak to the members of the public, and you laughed at that.
No, I was already laughing when you said that.
What, about an ACR?
Yes.
What's funny about that?
I think it's amusing.
Why?
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 Why do I think ACRing means? Because I wrote that legislation. That's kind of amusing.
And what else?
Isn't that enough?
You just okay, all right. I don't think that's the reason you were laughing, but it
is. Factually, it is. I think the accusations about me and ethics are wild.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
I think honestly, Richard, I believe if you think like the post I made, I think is open, honest, and clear. Right? If you think it is, too legalistic to be understood by the general populace, I'll take that, right? But it's not an ethical concern, my dude. Like it wasn't that. It never was that. It was me trying to be open and transparent. If I failed there, I'll accept that, right? But like, it's not an ethical concern, dude, at all. Not from my point of view. My conscience is clear. I was trying to be transparent on City Hall. I was trying to follow the process as I understood it, as it's written down.
Right. Okay.
Like, no bullshit. That's I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you, like that. I was trying to do that. I'm just trying to do my job.
As am I. So we're good there.
Like, do you remember when we got hired as marshals, right?
Right.
Around the same time, and we had that conversation. And I said to you, look, dude, the only way this works if we hold each other accountable. I don't see that any different right now, right? And I understand why you're coming to talk.
Yeah.
But like, I think accusations against my ethics are wild. I am gonna be real. I really do.
Okay.
I've
I
lived
mean,
here for over a decade, and I've got one traffic citation. Like,
yeah, and I've
dude,
got none. That doesn't mean anything.
okay, you've got no criminal charges over the entire 10 years I've lived in San Andreas.
Correct. So, like,
Oh,
we're not comparing, penis sizes here or anything, but this is irrelevant. You're saying that a man who has never committed a crime before cannot commit a crime? I'm not
no,
saying that
I
you
am,
did or didn't do anything here, Grayson. I'm saying that it's just under scrutiny right now.
which is fine. But like, okay, all I'm saying to you is, and I'll extend this offer again. You want to talk, you want to ask, you want to understand the process, you want like, and I mean specifically the subjective process for what happened here today. I'm not trying to teach you the law. That's stupid. Like, if you want to understand what happened, who did what, whatever the process is, because I understand what your job is right now, I am willing to engage and tell you anything you want to know because I believe the process should be transparent and open, specifically to
I
the
know.
marshal.
Yeah, listen, I'm very well aware. I have no worries about you hiding anything here, Grayson. But yeah, listen, I'm just gonna carry on doing my job. It might go nowhere, it might go somewhere. But either way, I'll do my best to keep you in the loop.
Cool.
Okay. Would you mind opening the doors?
Absolutely.
Thank you very
If I need to
much.
make this clear, you were at no point here detained. I was just trying to maintain privacy.
It's okay. Damn. That was a lot longer conversation than I thought it was gonna be. So anyway, Murphy Braun, you want to see this this statement that Grayson made back in January? You want to see that one? That was something, yeah. I think from Dark's point of view, Grayson is very defensive when it comes to any questioning of his like the way he does things. Not necessarily the legality of them, but like the way he does it, right? I think he's not a fan. But he really struggles to his argument is that what did he just tweet? You're a citizen of the status and address. If anything that either character considers you be heard, your voice is important, feel empowered, not restricted. He did not have to make adjustments. I know, and that's good going forward. And that would be the difference between someone like Grayson and someone like, I don't know, Nino, who's typically more restrictive to, I guess, feedback from what we've seen. But nonetheless, the issue here is there is a potential and quite possible rights violation, but it's whether or not that's going to be seen by, like, is that going to be agreed upon? So I think we just need to talk to some folk and see what their opinion on it. Because at the end of the day, I think this is a bit of a grey line. Yeah. All right, chat, I need the bathroom. I've been fucking bursting for about half an hour. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, mate. Oh, God, it's getting warm in it. Oxford Foyer, the reason why one justice didn't sign off. I don't know who, I'll be honest. Oh, it's Gates. I forgot who the justices were for a second, but it was Gates. Uh-oh. Got an aircon? Yeah, I've got a little portable one. Not great, I'll be honest. But it does better than nothing. I wish I got one of those ones that go out the window, but yeah. I think after that, I said we still got to talk to members of Blaine County and see what their opinion is of it. I don't know whether we're going to push anything necessarily. Appeal. I think the issue is that my office is quite small. And I have a 5070 Ti PC right next to me. That is... Let me feel it. To be fair, there's cool air coming out. Any legislation may only be repealed by the submitting legislative authority or a legislative audit. They shall post notification of the repeal to City Hall, which shall then... Wait, hold on a second. He said that he didn't have to... I wasn't reading it at the time. They shall post notification of the repeal to City Hall. Is that... He's going letter of the law there, isn't he? He's going letter of the law. Because technically he did. Technically he did. But by this letter of the law, he could have just... Uh-oh. He could have just posted that. He could have gone to a case that was 10 years old and posted notification of the repeal. And then he wouldn't have had anything done wrong. So I think his argument of like... I think this was obfuscate. Words. English. What's the next section down? This is, I think the next section down, is the arbitration. Like, if it does get contested, how does it get arbitrated? This is just telling you how you can, contest it. Uh-oh.
There's also one above us, one above us, one above us.
Roach is down!
I'm
76.
40.
Responding! Andy! Have I got bandages? Oh no, I haven't got a lot. I need tourniquets. I can't go.
I got an individual pin on the corner.
What
Like a
fucking
library.
corner? Oh, the library.
211's on
Good,
route
he's
west.
speaking on the right.
Nurse, he's in the next gap.
Espionage, where do you want me?
Come with me so we can pinch him from the left and right.
What's your 20?
Where can I approach from?
It's all the
Inside
fighting is
Liquid
happening
Library.
inside Liquid Library. It's all
Digital
happening
Den, Miller, I'm
inside
here.
Liquid Library.
I'm safe Digital Den side.
Hack two!
Shooters.
Inside.
Ah, 10-4.
Okay, hold on. I'm grabbing my gun.
They were on the left-hand side. Facing downwards.
So just to clarify, all the shooters out of the Liquid Library, no one's outside.
As far as we know, there's no one outside.
Matilda, are you safe where you are?
I think so. I don't see anybody around me. I don't know.
try and make it to
Espino's
Matilda.
and Ribby both went down on either side of the other.
As far as we got told, there's one inside to right all the way down, and there's one up top, at the very least.
Yeah.
How many shooters was there in total, right? Is it 2 or 3?
Go help out.
So guys who are approaching, if you come through the main door, there's one immediately above the main door, so be careful.
Is the back door clear from the car park?
It is, but as soon as you come into the main part of the building, you might have line of sight on you from above.
Go with it. I'll go in the back because I don't know whether everyone's back there. Have we got anybody upstairs on the balcony or anything?
Negative.
Dude,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
they
they're
do.
not friendly.
Alright, I still see a guy, red pants. He is on the northeastern side, inside of the second
We
level.
got friendly up here.
He's across me.
D, where are you at currently? I hear you inside.
Me and Dia on the most western entrance of the main door.
Matilda's
Track
being
behind
pushed. Matilda's
bookshelves.
being pushed.
Push.
I think they're on the balcony.
Perhaps.
Balcony.
Matilda's down.
The balcony's clear. We're good.
So how many entrances and exits are there? Just the 2, or is there more?
I only know about 2 of them.
There's 3. There's one back
Three,
in.
there's one in the back, too.
Yeah, one
Is
back
the
here by the
back
car park.
upstairs or down below?
Down below,
Below.
ground floor, opposite the gas station.
Do you see him?
Do not try to get an angle, I can't see him now.
Do we know if
How many
anybody's...
officers did we got up? How many people we got up? 311.
The dog was real? It's half a dog, man.
I wrote up.
It's a put.
Miller and Octavia, have you managed to get inside the building, or are you still outside?
Side. I'm gonna
where
be.
can I approach from?
I think we should take
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
guy
move your
that's
car,
on our
get an
balcony
angle.
out first.
If you
like,
open the door
push
for me,
up
I can maybe
the
get an
stairs,
angle
they
on these
push
guys.
in From our side.
Agreed, totally agreed.
Wait
So,
for the keys.
what we're gonna do then? Remy, you still up?
Got him.
I see what she's done.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is it's only me and Opal on the inside, I believe. You guys.
Brisket is with us as well.
Sorry, Betty. So if you guys get at the front door, so Octo, Dark, and Miller, you get front door. What we're gonna do when we coordinate the push, you guys are gonna come through the door, and then we're gonna try and push up that main stairs. There's a guy on the
Oh
top
my
there,
god, that's
okay?
death.
Okay, the low key, if they go in the main stairs, they'll have the same angle of approach as us. They shouldn't go in through the side door from the balcony.
We should go in from the side door of the balcony, or should
Okay.
Wait, break. There's a second staircase, I believe, in the northeast corner that I think goes upstairs. I'm not 100% though.
Yeah, we can't deal with that one right now. We need to deal with the main one first.
Over there.
I see a guy wearing white pants and a red shirt, but I can't shoot him even though I see him. Well, it's not going through. I might be hitting something along the way, but watching the main door.
Do you guys know where this side balcony is Opal's talking about? Because I don't.
It's on this.
Balcony on lower.
If you're looking at the front door, it's on the right-hand side, the north.
Hey, we can also push at the same time from the rear door at that balcony. That balcony's clear right now. If you're on about the little bridge that goes over top, at the back by the hearth and shit like that, we could push in from here.
We absolutely need to clear this main balcony area so me and Opal can move.
Whereabouts are you at the building?
You know the main entrance off of Mirror Park Boulevard? We push
Yeah.
into the left-hand side library. We cannot move from here unless we push up those stairs and take that guy out. So I need you guys to come in through the upper side door so we can push the stairs, and you push from that side at the same time.
Okay, so that guy from you is where? Is he on your left or right? If you're looking north.
He's above.
Yeah,
Last
I know
I
he's
saw
above,
him, he was.
but what side?
Last time I saw him, he was immediately above the entrance, like on that roundabout.
On the
Because
roundabout?
we can see there, I believe, and he's
Yeah,
not there.
he's not there right now. He might be either left in the corner or he might be right.
Fucking hell.
He must
Yeah,
have moved them, but he's
fucking
probably
hell.
still up there.
I don't think he's left. I think he's to our right. We
Okay.
need to move the body from the door. Is someone
I
able
know,
to grab him?
Well, I will grab him. Cover me.
Wait, Opal, question. North from you is the library goes further down the stairs, correct?
Yeah,
Is there any suspects down this end of the library on the lower floor?
we think so. Yeah, we think so, but we're not sure.
There's one kind of holding the stairs, you know, up and down between that section there and the
Yes,
northeast
A-foam.
area of it.
You think he's on the ground floor, or do you think he's on the balcony bit where we are?
He's playing between the two, I believe.
Okay. Because if we move in from the back door, we can clear this northern part of the...
Molotov, outside. One car is Molotoving us.
There's a car?
Bugatti. Yeah, there's one car outside just Molotov, a silver Bugatti.
I'm gonna hold this.
He last seen towards a casino.
Was it silver?
Yes, silver Bugatti.
That's still the 95 that I placed behind the shop.
I might just like step in and see if I can get a peek real quick. I don't know. Did I risk it?
It's up to you, man. It's up to you.
Scout them out.
I mean, I just already clocked on. I don't really give a damn about trying some shit, you know?
It's just up to you, man. You want to do it, do it.
We can either make a play to push or we make a play to get outside and hold the doors. My opinion is we push. We have officers down. We need to make something happen before we get picked up from the outside. Thoughts?
Yeah, we're working on it. We're just working angles, clearing things at the moment.
For my sake, if you look through this doorway, do you see the truck through the window over there?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing.
Yeah.
I saw him standing there earlier, but I couldn't hear him. You know what I mean?
I think he might have been upstairs. You might have been seeing a reflection.
Both out.
Shots fired towards the
Bridge Street. It's on Bridge Street. It took off northbound. It took off northbound on the grass off of Bridge Street.
Okay, so we worked out in that building. There's a few doors we could maybe run to and try and make it in and take some ground that way.
What is this music?
In the main like open arrow is a death trap for us.
Rage.
The gray
Rage, we
Bugatti,
survived
sir,
this.
is inside the lost compound currently. So there's one exterior.
Oh, but there's one definitely to the north.
We need all the help we can get, man. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
And it's difficult. One on the outside, we should push, but then we need low numbers here.
We need to either focus on the people inside or the one guy outside. We can't do both.
I'm in the kitchen, so I'm listening. You just need to tell me what you need me to do.
The kitchen?
So,
I know where he is.
How many other units do I have that can get to me for a push to take this top floor?
I can get to you.
Push up the stairs.
We're already up the stairs. I'm on about the balcony push. So wherever I am on the balcony, we can push in. I believe there's someone to the west. We might be able to run into a room.